for me, my greatest, greatest, greatest way of combating anything is by living out loud. It's a famous saying. If you ask me what I came here to do, came in the world to do, I came here to live out loud.
What things pertaining to health, wellness, do you think that they should put, or do you feel are not represented on film that should be more represented?
Just health as it pertains to not necessarily looking a certain way. So probably more internal health. Our emotional health is health too. I think that that's probably the number one thing that takes us down is depression, not feeling great about ourselves, holding pain, holding shame. Nobody talks about that. Not if you look cute, you know? And I would say that's the number one thing that takes us to an early grave.
And why do you think that it might not be as addressed frequently, like, or glamorized, or just given a real spotlight?
I think that no one wants to talk about failure. Everybody wants a happy story. And I'm with Brene Brown, who says, there is the gift of imperfection, the gift of owning one's story, whatever it is, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I partnered with the Vaseline Healing Project and Direct Relief, and it's what they're doing now today is they're providing these health screenings for communities where people have nothing. Number one problem is skin conditions, and it's not skin conditions where people are like, I just want to look pretty. It's skin conditions where people are like, I have cracked skin, it's now an open wound, now it's infected, I have psoriasis, I'm a burn victim. I just want to be able to go back to work. I just want to be able to feel better. That's what it's about. It's about feeling better.
And on How to Get Away with Murder, Annalise Keating kind of bears that burden of being the woman, being the person that has it all together. You look to her and you say, she knows what to do. And sometimes that trope of being like the strong black woman can be detrimental to like
Yes.
self-help and it just tears on you. How do you in real life cope with stress and just the way it manifests outside of your mind?
Well, number one, I think we have to redefine what strong means. Strong does not mean not admitting when you're vulnerable. Strong does not mean not talking and not owning up to your shortcomings. How I deal with it is I own my story. I own my failure. I'm not interested in being perfect. That's how I deal with it. I don't put on a mask. I think that the effort to put on the mask is probably more detrimental than just being able to step up, admit your vulnerability in front of people who have enough empathy for you. That's a famous saying that if you share your story with a group of people who have empathy, shame can't exist. And not everyone has a right to hear your story either. And so for me, it's surrounding myself with people who love me, people who actually think I'm pretty fantastic, just me alone, loving my husband and my daughter, resting, and not defining myself as Annalise Keating and the actress, but defining myself as Viola, who grew up poor, who sometimes can be a little insecure, who was devastated when their father died, really living in that Viola. That has been absolutely instrumental in my health.
A lot of times when we learn of someone that is sick, especially in the age of social media, when it's easy to mask and say, oh, I'm happy, and you have How do you combat those kind of quick remedies, like, or just, just choose to be happy, or just pray, or, not acknowledging that therapy is real and that it is okay?
To not contribute to it. I think a lot of people will say that, but they contribute to the lie. To not lie, because that's what you're doing. I guarantee you, it's a famous saying, once again. They say that connection begins with a person saying, you know what, this is what I'm going through. And then the other person hearing it and going, me too. That's what you have to do. You share your failures. You share your vulnerability. That is what connects us to each other. I guarantee you, the minute you do that, you will have other people, you are giving them permission to feel the same way and to share their story. But if you only share the good parts, then the people will only live in shame in terms of what they're going through, and then they will never open up because they're like, well, I'm not doing what she's doing. That's my greatest gift as an artist too. That's why I play Annalise Keating. I don't care if she's a mess. I don't care if she's I don't care if people even think it's a bad show. For me, the ultimate experience of playing Annalise is someone who has all of the outward looks of being completely successful on top of it, but who's a mess in her personal life. That right there can be the greatest experiment.
And last quick thing, what is your hope for humanity in 2017?
This is my hope for humanity. Everything that's happening right now, the Vaseline Healing Project and Direct Relief, humanitarian program that goes to the front line of disasters, poor communities. They have limited access to health care, and they train healthcare workers. They have health fairs, health clinics, like the one right now in Central Falls where 1 in 3 people complain about fair to poor health. I mean, now they're getting blood pressure screening, they're getting flu shots, dermatologist is on site. My hope is that this is a beacon of hope for other people to do this in other communities. 46 million people live on or below the poverty line in the United States. That's more than 10% of the population. We gotta do better. We just have to.